Hi everyone! Okay, welcome back to my channel. Hi, my name is Angie and you are watching Angie Bear. That's kind of weird. Anyway, so I have been thinking for a while now to increase the frequency of my upload, and I have also been thinking about different ideas for like content. What should I talk about other than just like all the makeup and stuff? So I have been trying to get suggestions on my Instagram account from you guys in terms of what do you guys want to watch. And one of the questions was, do you want me to do like real talk, or you want me to do like work advice? And actually, if I put the results out here, the majority of you guys actually wanted to see me do some real talk. Now, there were also some of you guys who wanted to have me do both, so I will try to incorporate those two different like content, I guess, in a way, into my real talk episodes. So I am starting like a new little like episodes where we do some real talks, and this will be the first episode. And I feel like because it's going to be a real talk, this is basically the real me, and the best way to start the first episode of Real Talks with Angie Bear is really talking about myself and how I envisioned me talking about myself is to really share like my own personal experience and who am I as a person, in the hopes that from what I'm telling you, you will be able to like envision the type of friend that I am, the type of person that I am, or it could even be the type of colleague that I am. And of course, with every different people, they will have different experiences that they have come across with me, or I may have also different experiences coming across to them. And today's episode is really about me telling you guys the three sides, three sides of Angie Bear, and that is broken down into number one, Angie before the Philippines; number two, Angie during and after the Philippines; and now this is the Angie today, which is the me now. Now, just to really give you an idea of who I am someone who is very, I guess in a way, loud, although in a very super chill kind of way. My parents will probably beg to differ, because those people who know me, I am actually someone who's like can be quite rude. Like I will be like kind of like way to address people. But sometimes on my good days, I am very happy-go-lucky, I'm very happy, I'm smiley, I am laughy, I am, you know, so on and so on. So me before the Philippines, why I say this is also because I've spent almost 4 years of my life living in the Philippines, getting to know the Filipinos, and really enjoying my time as I would say a rather local Filipina, or a Pinay in a way. So I even had like the accent, those kind of stuff. But then the moment I came back to Malaysia, immediately my Malaysian accent come back already. So that's like a different story. So before Philippines, Angie was someone who was super gung-ho. It was also at the time when my career was starting to take off. All that was in my mind was that I have to like focus on my career. I don't care whatever it is that I do. I have to work very hard. I make sure whatever things that I do, people remember the things that I do. People remember my name. I am like super freaking extrovert. I would go out, have fun with my friends, do this, do that, do whatever. Literally, I was like a social butterfly in a way. And I did have a nickname that people will call me in the office, which was PQ, which they classify as party queen. Now, I am not someone who parties a lot, but I guess the impression of like how extroverted I was in the office really had people get the impression that I was someone of like a party queen. I love to go out and those kind of things. Now, before the Philippines, really I wanted to focus so much on making sure that my bosses or my managers knew that I was working very hard in the things that I do, and at the same time I also really truly enjoyed the work that I was doing at that time. I would go out with all of my friends, and of course those friends I would go out with my colleagues, and those colleagues turn into friends, and when people like needed to describe me when they first met me as a person, I would be someone who has so much energy. I love like doing everything. I would be that person who would volunteer, be the first person to volunteer for every single thing. I wanted to like plan events for the company. I would, step in for someone who couldn't like handle an event at that time. On top of my own current workload, I really wanted to make sure I do everything and experience everything at work, and I had so much fun. So fast forward to me going then to the Philippines, I really had this opportunity that I feel to this day I'm so blessed to have been given, to go to the Philippines and set up my own team there. I'm trying to like say it without giving away too much secrets. Anyway, so when I went to the Philippines, I also had a not too much of a realization. I think at that time I was slowly starting to like mellow down in terms of my own extrovertness, I guess. And I also had a lot of experience or like changing perceptions or changing experiences while I was working in the Philippines. So that's why I say the Philippines was, that's why I say I have 3 different sides, which was before Philippines and after Philippines. Because while I was in the Philippines, I also experienced a lot of things that a normal leader, I guess in a way, a young leader would experience while working in the Philippines. Setting up your own team, getting to know the people there. And of course, my biggest challenge was to really go to a place where I had no friends, I didn't know anybody, and literally the only thing I knew about the Philippines before I actually moved there was Boracay. Like, I literally had zero knowledge about the Philippines. I probably never even had the slightest inkling to ever wanted to visit the Philippines before I actually had the opportunity to move to the Philippines and work. But boy oh boy, what Philippines taught me was literally the best experience that I've ever truly ever have. And I will also address this in another episode where I will tell you my own personal experience working with Filipinos. Now, in the Philippines, I've met so many amazing people, and the biggest lesson that I learned there is to really value relationships. And that basically changed me as a person, because I not exactly stopped. I'm still quite extroverted at certain points, but I think my extrovertness sort of like shrunk in a way, and I became a little bit more introverted because I spent a lot more time by myself, whether it's like having lunch by myself during the weekends, exploring like the different sides of the Philippines by myself. Of course, my friends, my family did visit me, but most of the time I was spending it alone. I didn't necessarily make friends outside of my own work circle, so my colleagues technically became my friends. And I'm also so blessed to have been able to have that opportunity where my bosses supported me in everything that I do, gave me so much mentorship, allowed me to like flourish in my own way, allowed me the freedom to make the decisions that I wanted to make, which was such an amazing experience that I had. But on a more personal level, because I was spending a lot of time by myself, I started to become a little bit more introverted, and a lot of like decisions or happenings that happened during my stay in the Philippines also sort of changed the way I looked at how I represent myself, not just as me as an employee, but how I represented myself to other people. And I think a lot of times my friends always say that I am so rude while I am in Malaysia, and when I went to the Philippines, I actually really mellowed down so much. I really valued the time that I have by myself. I valued the time or the time that I spend with other people, and I also most importantly valued the time when I had to when I get to come back to Malaysia and spend time with my family, or like when I get to spend time with home. So I really started to value the time that I get to spend with the people that are closest to my heart. So that is me after the Philippines. And then we come to the me now. So the me now is, to me, I feel like the better part of 2020, when I finally officially came back to Malaysia. I felt like a slight part of me sort of like died. A small, like there was a fire in me that like got put out, because I felt like maybe in a way I was not really very ready to come back home. Maybe my parents won't be so happy to hear this, but in a way I felt not too ready yet to like come back to a place that I've left or I've been away from for too long. I didn't know how I needed or how I could like go back to like life here in Malaysia already. Yes, of course, this is the place that I feel the most comfortable in. I know everywhere that I'm going. I know the ins and outs of the roads here. I have all of my friends here. But I think at the end of the day, I felt like there was a certain fire or a certain spark in myself that just died in the better part of 2020. And it is not just because of the whole like pandemic that we went through or the working from home. It's all of those things plus the fact that I came back after being away for so long and have so many other things that was happening in my life that basically I felt just crushed my soul. And I really didn't like the Angie I was like becoming, like my headspace in 2020. That Angie, I really didn't like her in a way because she was just in such a very negative headspace. So coming back from after the Philippines, I have been taking the time to towards the end of 2020 basically, I've tried to take the time to really think about and reflect the Angie that I want to be, taking bits and pieces of me that has, you know, fallen apart and try to piece it back together again and really find myself again on the inside and try to bring the old happy-go-lucky Angie out. And I feel like starting my YouTube channel has been one of the best decisions that I've ever made because it has really helped to bring up or bring out that little confidence that I have not had in a very long time. And I felt like I needed to find that little spark that will ignite my fire again to want to do things that I really truly from the bottom of my heart love. So the Angie now is really trying to find that spark that I've lost for a better part of 1 year and try to bring that spark back so that I can inspire the other people around me to do things that they love, to chase the dreams that they want to chase, and most importantly to be a voice of positivity. We really don't have time for negative stuff. Seriously, we don't have time for these kinds of negativity in our lives. We should just literally focus on all of the positive that can come out. And I feel like, you know, I'm trying to keep myself within a 10-minute, which I'm already very much over, but I really do hope that as we continue talking to each other during our Real Talk series, you will learn something and I'll also learn something for myself. But I'm really so excited to share some of my own experiences with you guys. And so if this is the first time that you're watching my video, you also want to share your own Real Talk experience, you can do that in my comment box down below. Let me know. You can like the video. You can also follow me on Instagram. But most importantly, if you do have any work advice that you want or you need, just get in touch with me, guys. I will be here for you, and I am someone who wants to spread positivity. You can follow me on Instagram because I like all of your pictures. I will comment. If you want me to answer your stories, let me know, text me, and I'll catch you there. So I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye bye.